On today's video,
delete this game. Understand for me?
Believe it or not, that was the kindest thing my teammate said to me, but it no longer surprises me that my gameplay enrages everyone who's trying to just climb in ranked. However, let's start at the beginning. My name's Ragtag, the greatest gutter tier gamer on the face of this earth, and years ago, I hit diamond once, and it's never happened since. So in the bowels of Silver 4, I decided to roll the dice to see how I would fare in 2026. Little did I realize how much easier this game would have gone if I would have just pressed F. But I didn't. So we dropped into Oasis in Olympus, and if you saw the last video, you would know that I returned with even less skill than before, but at least my 360 no clues were still in fine form. Longbow alternator was my choice of weapons because padding my damage before I died was an essential part of my battle plan, and it wasn't long before I put it to action. Someone else had a longbow, and they were kind enough to provide us with a masterclass. The ring was closing, so I charged towards the longbow user, hoping they would crumble under pressure.
Wait a minute!
Bangalore to the rescue! But it looked like there was still one left in that enemy team. Getting cooked by the slow roasting microwave was a familiar feeling, but just when I thought we'd found our straggler, they weren't alone. Another team in front. Surely it would be safer for us to break right. What rank am I again? Ah yes, Silver 4, and I could see a bronze badge in my near future, which is when my teammate had seen enough. I don't speak Russian, but I heard the name Octane and assumed this was the start of a beautiful friendship.
Ты сын шлюх на Octane, еще раз шнокаться как пидор. Я тебя приеду ебать сломаю, понял меня?
Now I was sure of it, my teammate was starting to like me, but as I could not return his affections in Russian, I said, English please?
English, I f*** mom piece of shit. Understand for me? Nice English. Nice. I kill your mother.
I knew I was right before when he complimented my mother on raising such a stand-up guy, but this was a serious game and enemies were everywhere. Don't worry, Ash. I've got you, bro.
Блять.
You're welcome.
Резай гандон.
I was safe for now, but couldn't do this alone. My team needed me, and I needed a confidence boost if I was ever going to bring them back. Fortunately, Ash obliged.
Nice, Octane. Long. Longer. Nice. Delete this game. Piece of shit. Understand for me? I kill your mother, father, grandfather, sister, brother.
While my teammate had a few other compliments for me,
You destroyed your face.
he eventually let me do my thing, and that thing was to navigate a battlefield full of enemies ready to end our dreams of victory. But crafting those banners could change everything. Round 4, 5 squads left, including little old me. I had to wait for the perfect moment, and this wasn't the right time for a fight. I needed to hang on until someone provided a useful distraction, unless of course someone wanted my hiding spot. Well, I did my best and my teammates clearly agreed, inviting me to a party. Sadly, I accidentally closed the game and didn't come back. Until the next day, when I made some new friends. More fun to be had in Olympus, but during the following games, something special happened. Apex Legends is normally just queue, die, repeat, but every so often you'll come across like-minded players who can feel that you're rooting for them to succeed, and when that happens, who's going to stop you then? I hear you, buddy. I hear you. Oh boy. Just like yesterday, ring closing, enemies in front. I needed to give our squad a chance. All of us were getting out of here alive, or none of us were. Mad Maggie took the evac tower, but I was staying. Looted up, ready to fight. This game was looking promising, but I was getting sick of having my back to the ring, and another fight had just kicked off in Solar Array. Mad Maggie gave the signal, and you didn't need to tell me twice. Unfortunately, I may have misread the signal for push the W key because, well, I pushed alone. Now it was Sparrow's turn to 1v3. That was one. Then he went for a bait revive. Two. Maybe, just maybe, he could pull this off. It's not often I get so utterly wrecked but feel compelled to re-queue with two random players, and I wasn't afraid to prophesize our imminent success. I've got a good feeling about this one.
Delete this game.
Maybe I should, but I knew that 2 12th places in a row wouldn't become 3, and we crossed the threshold of the daily map change, taking us to Storm Point. Sparrow was now playing Alter, Maggie was still Maggie, and I passed up the opportunity to wield a juiced-up charge rifle instead of rock the L-Star. And if you're wondering why I keep favouring this weapon, it's because I'm getting to the stage of life where these laser balls are big enough that I can follow my mistakes and try to course correct. But also, if you die when you're holding an L-Star, it is much harder for your enemies to feel good about themselves. We proceeded to the Ceto station, and with a loadout like mine, I would much rather fight inside, mainly because it was the best chance of having an enemy walk into me as I pulled the trigger. More activity outside, we were approaching the 12 squad marker, but this game felt different. Only kidding, or am I? Okay, who put that jump pad there? Hey Alter, look behind you! It's Alter! I like you, but if that was a finisher, then there was still one left. Probably ran away, but I could have swore that I heard someone throwing grenades at us. Ah, good. Building has a molecular structure. Not sure why Fuse didn't just bail when his teammates died, but we happily took the ranked points to the bank. We knew where we needed to go. To Cascade Falls at the edge of the ring! Okay, my team knew where we needed to go. Barometer, a fantastic place to fight an endgame battle on Storm Point, provided you have the high ground, so we got to work. But first, combat. Thank goodness there is no friendly fire in this game. And hey, a golden rampage! That's way better than what I have! I'm not taking it. To the high ground! Care package wasn't tempting to me in the slightest, but Alter went for a peek, which is when backup was required. Okay, you've had your backup. Good luck! Thank goodness I stuck with the L-Star, eh? Then Alter spied the mythic supply bin, which suited me just fine because it had been way too long since I did something stupid. So I popped over to the nearest building and screamed, "Hey guys, we're taking the supply!" Delete Caustic, unless of course I am playing him. Come on, Alter, would I... Hold F to recall knocked allies. Yeah, I didn't see that. It was time to get our teammate back, which was when we heard his voice for the first time.
Replicator nearby, you can craft me.
Maggie called down a respawn beacon and I left her to the resurrection, but Alter was spectating me and I thought it was about to happen.
Octane, okay.
We now knew where the ring was going, so I thought we may as well stay up top, but that mythic bin was just too tempting for my teammate, and I have to say, I respected it. However, I gave him the evac tower of hurry up, but the squad in that building were still there. I had to trust we'd be meeting up, because it was time to move. This was it, the end game. Time for a strategy and careful use of cover. Never mind who apparently we're pushing. Another hopeless situation I'd gotten myself into, but at least this time there was a replicator. I really should start taking mobile respawn beacons, by the way. Oh well, I'd have to take one somehow.
They have Kraber on my long story short, Kraber, be careful.
The ring squeezed us all closer to the final moments of this game. Perhaps bounding across the map was a bad idea, but it was the only one I had, and besides, maybe they wouldn't see it. They saw it.
Nice try.
Third place, and I actually wanted to stop right there, but the party leader requeued quickly, and so I'm sorry about the damage being missing once again, but you're not here for that, you're here for the story. And in this story, something happened that I did not expect. Where are you from, amigos?
I'm from Russia. Are you from Maggie?
So a non-toxic Russian, the Polish, and a Scotsman had all banded together, and as you will see in this game, the soothing voice of our team captain was very easy to work with. Certainly a lot better than...
Nice, Octane.
The loadout for this game will once again bamboozle the initiated as I attempted to find the most chaotic pair of guns, finally settling on the Havoc Peacekeeper, but I still wasn't able to put 2 and 2 together, you know, like bad weapon choice to why I'm still struggling in Silver 3, but who cares, because it was time for our first test of the game. What's that? Need someone to steal your kill? You're welcome!
Another squad, be careful.
Just as well I brought the Peacekeeper, eh? Lol, never mind. Nice! Then Maggie decided that the line between bold and stupid need not exist. If you ever play chess, here's a tip for you. Never sacrifice a knight to save a pawn.
Another squad.
They finished our captain and loyalty compelled payback.
Run away, run away.
Very well, as you command, Skipper. I sped east as fast as my robo legs could carry me, hoping to avoid an ambush because, quite frankly, I had left my other teammate for dead. But it all worked out. I brought him back, and we were back in business with me doubling down on the Havoc, fighting every fibre of my being to swap it for the L-Star. Round 2 began to close, and the limitations of my loadout were starting to feel apparent. I didn't want to get to the end screen with 200 damage. Totally meant to drop down. Look, I'll prove it! Next round soon to close. We may as well run to the Bernie bit so I can get close enough to hit something. I was sure that nothing could go wrong this time. Only one left. Come on, boys, let's finish him! Well, maybe the captain should have gone in first. Good news, though, it all worked out in the end.
Wakey, wakey.
The bad news, though, is that that was a downright lie.
I will try to craft you. Sorry.
Teammates moved to safety, down came a replicator. It looked like I would get a second chance, and better than that, our team now had the coveted Kraber for the end game. It may seem like common sense had finally meandered to my malformed brain, but it may not surprise you to learn that I am worse with the flatline than I am the Havoc. But let chaos continue to rule my matches, and onward we went. 2 other teams left, 1 elimination to my name. I am the king.
Need help.
Captain was down, but in this triangular standoff, would anyone dare push us? They didn't. I was out of shields and these enemies were just better. What plan could I possibly come up with that would help us at this point? Push it, push it, push it! Push the W key! Whether I made this video or not, the feeling was as true to me then as it is now. The power of a softly spoken man that brought 2 random people together and created a winning team, priceless. No crash outs, no listing off the members of my family tree, just 3 minds put to a single purpose. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you on the next one. Later.